Yay! Whoa, this is a big one. I don't know if it will fit on my car. Oh, I get it now. Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we have here a head unit to assemble. This is an ATOTO X10 powerful infotainment head unit, and today we are doing a total assembly of this device. Before that, I will do here an unboxing and show you everything you need to know to assemble completely this onto the car itself. So all of the wiring, all of the cables, all of the dongles and the antennas, everything will be here on this video, and I hope you like it for that. Okay, so this is a X10 unit. You have several other units that you can choose from. Down on the description you will have the links for that, also some links for the purchase of the equipment. Okay, also we have here a rear view camera that came with the package, and in my case I will not use it. I just will do the unboxing and explaining how it's done, because my car already has a backup camera, a 12-year-old backup camera, and I will try to see if I can do it to work on this new head unit, because 12-year-old technology not necessarily will do on new head units, but let's see. Okay, if so I will do it. Okay, I will assemble this if necessary, but I really do not want to, because it has a very long wire that goes from the camera to the head unit, and I have to disassemble the whole interior of the car to do that. Okay, so let's do here the unboxing of this head unit, and also later the unboxing here of the rear view camera. Okay, so let's open here this bad boy and see what's what. This will be my new stereo for my Alfa 155. The one that I have on there is there for about 10 years, and it was never a very good stereo, despite being a Sony unit, lack of features, and also some malfunctions started to appear over the years. So let's see here what we have. Some instructions, not the head unit, just the frame. Okay, the frame is here, possibly because it has to be a special frame. And we have here some oh yeah, see all this. Okay, I get it now. So these are, whoa, it's a lot of cables, don't know why, so many options. So lack of options seems not to be a problem. Also we have here the wiring for probably GPS antenna. So we have an antenna, and we have a 4G SIM slot. Also we have here the entry for the USB. I like that a lot. I'm old school, like I like CDs and USB. This is for the SIM card, and this is what is this? Ooh, fancy. You glue on the glass. Now the main thing, where is it? Yay! Whoa, this is a big one. I don't know if it will fit on my car. Oh, I get it now. So it will fit on the back side and will protrude all around. I'm guessing it will fit. I hope it will. Very nice, very pretty. Nice. Let's go. And so the assembly here is very straightforward. As you know, each and every connector has its own place. Okay, so for example, this here is the GPS antenna with the Wi-Fi also, so connected there. Okay, this is another antenna that goes on the glass there on the white connector. Then you have here several connectors. For example, this is for the subwoofer if it has one. This one over here is for USB external storage, for example. I will not use that. And we have here another one for a SIM slot. Probably I can use that. I have here my favorite, that is the USB audio, and I have here the main one, the power and sound one, okay? So this one, the older one, the typical one, usually is the one that creates the most problems. So problems are, this is a non-CAN network car, okay? And modern stereos, modern radios like this one, have CAN network ability, okay? But modern cars with CAN network, the signal to switch on the radio is done by CAN network, and on older cars it is not. It is just a signal from the ignition on, okay? So on some cars that have CAN network and you are applying a stereo that does not have it, you have to modify the connection here on the power and ground. I probably will explain this better on my whiteboard, but let me give you here a hint of what I'm saying, okay? So you have this brown one is for sound, for speakers, and you have this black one over here, come on, that has here a red wire, which is permanent, which is power. You have a black, which is ground, and you have a yellow one, which is the signal from the key, also positive. On modern cars, that yellow one does not exist, okay? So you have to go somewhere, probably sometimes here on the lighter or somewhere on the fuse box, where you have a signal, 12 volt signal, where when you switch on your ignition or the switch somewhere, you can have that signal there, okay? Because the radio needs the 12 volts permanent for memories and everything else, and the other signal just to say the car is on, switch on the head unit, okay? On this case it is not necessary at all to do that, but on your case you may have to do that. Also, you may have to do both. You have to search for a signal wire for your new head unit, and also have the ability to connect the head unit with CAN network to your car. That is very common on Volkswagen products, for example, okay? But here on this case, it is really not necessary. So also here on the wiring, we have some extra wires that we can use for several functions. I already have on my car, on this car over here, already had some functions like the rear camera. That being said, I already have everything installed here on the car, so I will need just to connect again some things, like for example here the parking brake. This is not for the rear camera, this is to see video here on the head unit. By law you have to have your parking brake on, and for that you have to have the signal for that. It is normally a ground signal, and it says right there minus, okay? Those are not boobies. And I have here the FM. This is the wire that goes to, if I have a power antenna, I have here, for example, what more? A steering wheel key plus, do not know what that does, and I do not need it because my steering wheel is normal. I have a ground over here if necessary. I have a rear camera. This is a positive one, okay? I do have already that somewhere down there, and I have to confirm it if it is positive, but I believe it is. I did assemble this head unit 12 years ago, so a lot of stuff I cannot remember, cannot recall. And I have over here also another steering wheel key. Do not know what that does. I'm not really interested in that because my steering wheel is normal. Probably signal for remote buttons or something, okay? And an amplifier, a turn on signal, the positive one. I do not have amplifier, so that does not matter. What I do have over here is the signal from the camera, the video signal from the camera, the rear view camera that is, and I have here this one is from the camera also. I believe this is positive, and I have here the ground from my parking brake. This one I remember because of the black tape over there, okay? So these two are really the ones that I have to connect to this wiring over here. This one here connects directly to my head unit, my new head unit, and this normal one, antenna one, also will go to my head unit, okay? So for the connections and whatnot, I believe we are done. Now it's just a matter of doing the thing. This thing, this chassis over here is really not really good for this, but I believe this will be for the best on my case, because the head unit is quite big. It's quite big, and I believe the extra room that this provides me with will be enormous. That's what she said. And okay, I believe we can do this. Okay, I believe so. So let's go. So basically I want to insert this over here, but I want to connect the connectors probably first. And I have to see that also. But let's do here a preliminary test. So just to see if the thing connects, I have a switch over here that allows me to turn on the radio. Yeah, without a key, because sometimes I want to just listen to my stereo without having to turn on the car. And also I have the ability to do that, to turn on the car and the radio. Again, I have a three-way switch over here, okay? So what I need for this is antenna. I want my USB connection. A little bit slow, but okay. And I want to search for something. Okay, I chose here some music that is not very known. I hope it's not banned on this video. Already did some previous testing over here, obviously, to do the video correctly. And one thing I love about this radio, the sound is very good, and the control of the volume is also very nice, because normally when you have just the arrows over here on the bottom side, you have to keep pushing and pushing. And here you can do like a cell phone, you can just The audio is also very powerful. On the other head unit, the Sony one, that radio is more like for amplifiers and high speakers and all of that, and not having a subwoofer, it's really weak. And I was always struggling with that. I could have a lot of volume on the other head unit, and it is a very high quality stereo, yes it is, but the punchiness, it was not there, and this one really has it. Like almost too much. Okay, now I hope you can hear me. I will not use this one, like I said. This one is for GPS, I will use that. And GPS and Wi-Fi. And this one that goes to the glass also will go in. Also, more than that, I want to connect my rear camera to this place. It will go to RR cam, which is rear camera, and I also have the F cam, which was front camera. I can do that as well with this radio, okay? And let's see more what we have here. Probably let's do the install first and then do the other stuff. Nice, I can have a nice sound here on the radio. It's very nice. It will give me a high. It's very precise on the search. does not skip any stations.
Aproveitar os canais legais de comércio de cannabis medicinal para o tráfico
Very nice. Very nice. So let's connect this in place, okay? So just to remind me here of my connections 12 years ago with the ignition on, okay, and having my reverse on, I have here on my wire my signal for the camera. The battery is truly low. Probably I will the car will not run, okay, but I have here my known negative, which I can do my testing against, okay, and in that way I can connect it here to my positive, where is my positive rear camera somewhere, okay. Some do negative, but normally are all positive, and then I want to see against a known positive, like this one for example. I want to see if my signal wire for the handbrake is present. So my handbrake is on and my 10 volts, which should be 12, are in. If I remove the handbrake, I have almost nothing, okay. So handbrake on, I have the signal, just a signal, okay. And here you go. I also have, I told you some years ago, a secret over here. Do not tell anyone, okay? Shh, don't tell anyone. So turns out I have to do something over here. I have to take out most of the chassis, and I will do something over here. Not really to my taste, but I will try it anyway. Some double-sided tape, I will glue it over there and see how it holds up. It is not very heavy, so I believe it will not be an issue. This is the Wi-Fi antenna, by the way. And well, like you saw, every connection over there is done. And it works very, very well. Okay, so let's just remove here the double-sided tape and see what's what. I do not recommend any of this if you want to secure assembly, but this will not probably be the last time I will assemble this, because I have to do the cables and the antennas and whatnot, GPS antennas, that is. Yeah, no. Yes, no. Now let's see here if well, that was fast. So it appears that only the first time it needs connection, it's slow. After that is very, very fast. Oh, nice. The second time with the ignition on, not so much. Well, with the engine turned on. Oh, so that's the thing. Well, no matter. Let's see if the reverse will do. Yay! It works! With the same camera. And so, as you could saw, the rear view camera works perfectly. My old one works very, very well. I just had to connect it to the signal for that function. It was very easy to do, and it works perfectly, as you could saw. Okay, these new ones are a little bit different, and this head unit, it's very smart for that, because it allows me to have the old type along with the new type. So I have here the typical long cable, the signal wire, with also the power to the camera, because the camera has to be fitted with plus and minus. Okay, so this is the very long one, and I have here the dongle. Okay, so if this power unit did not have that signal wire, that signal cable, the yellow one that you saw me connected, I had to connect this and only this. But this head unit allows me to connect this and the other one, and also the front camera. That this can become the front camera also. Okay, so the camera is very typical. Okay, just a normal camera here with the connection. This connection here will give me the signal, and also has to provide the feeding 12 volts. So along this wire has to provide the 12 volts that it is provided by this dongle. So that being said, I do not need to connect it. It's very good. You can do for the future if my rear view camera decides to go away altogether. Well, 12 years later it still works, so it's not very bad. And I will have this reserve one over here to do that. Okay, now on the head unit over there, let's see there the capabilities of it. Well, the head unit doing the radio function. Also we have here the phone function. For this you have to pair it with the phone, okay, obviously. And you have also a lot more functions. You have everything that is to know as you go here to the main menu. You have Android Auto with everything that you need. Also you can do the mirroring of the phone with the head unit, and also you can have a SIM card on here. That is one. Yeah, this one you can have a SIM card dedicated to the head unit itself. In that way you do not need a phone for anything else. In that way no need to have a SIM for this. You just do the connection with the Bluetooth and will do everything that you do on your phone. So it is starting to pair. As you can see, I have here GPS. Continuing here we have settings that will do for everything, time and date, accessibility. So also GPS settings, storage. We have 124 gigabytes in 24 used for the system. 23 apps, videos, images, everything just like a phone. Okay, the apps, we have the assistant, reset, about. We have also here the account, security. We have the icons on the screen and the letter size and everything like that, and the styles, and well, just if you want to just to, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. I like this one. Okay, so this is very cool. If you have TPMS you can add, if you have CAN network you can add the torque, you have Spotify, you have YouTube, you have the CarPlay, like I said, you have pictures, radio, and also here we have Google, we have connection for HDMI, we have maps, music, we have the equalizer for the radio, assistant for Google, Bluetooth, Chrome. We have really a lot of stuff that will for sure make this a great buy.